Andy Johnson, Minnesota State University. We are looking at human learning. A teacher's prime directive is to help students learn. So what is it? Let us explore. But first of all, know that humans have a natural inclination to learn, to make sense of things. We are meaning makers. We seek out information. We want to make sense out of the world. Our mind naturally seeks to create order out of the chaos around us. We are predisposed to make sense out of reality, out of things that we see, to construct meaning from what's happening. In doing this, we use the knowledge in our head to understand what's out there. What is in our head is essential for helping us understand. In this way, learning is a two-way process. Information comes in and we encode it, but we also use what's up here to understand. The ambiguity of what's out there increases our reliance on what's up here. This top-down perception. If we don't quite understand something, we don't quite see it, we can't sense it, we project onto it, we fill in the blanks. And we see not with our eyes, but with our brains. The eyes simply are receptors that send patterns to our brain, and our brain then makes sense of that data. Again, as I said, we rely on the knowledge of our head for the vast majority of our perceptions. You see here, there's almost 10 times more information flowing from the cortex down than from the thalamus up. During this meaning-making process, we use what's in our head to understand and see what's out there. Now, learning. There is a variety of definitions of learning. I will stay with this one. Learning is a change in cognitive structures that occurs as a result of an experience. Change, that is a cognitive structure, the file folders in our head changes as a result of experience. Those who know more can learn more. And again, we use the information in our head to help us understand. We take in new information. We look for the right file folder. With more information up here, it is easier for us to understand what is out there. Now, learning is not a passive activity. You cannot be learned. Nobody can learn you. You have to do it. You have to be actively engaged. It's something that you need to take part in. To learn, you must actively make connections between the new information and the known. For example, what I'm saying to you now, it makes hopefully some connections to things you've learned and experienced in the past. If you just take in information and it's not connected to anything, it doesn't make sense. That's what's called rote learning. Meaningful learning is when you take in new information and it's connected to information that is already there. Metacognition in learning is checking for understanding. You take in new information and you say, do I understand what I am learning? Now, our brain does not replicate reality. We take in reality, but then we construct it based on what is up here. We look for patterns and then our brain fills in the rest. In this sense, we create our own reality. We use minimum amount of information out there and we project onto it and fill in the blanks. This makes the brain more efficient. We don't have to perceive every detail of things out there. We look for patterns and then our brain projects onto it so we see the complete picture. In this sense, we create our own reality. In another sense, learning changes the physical structure of the brain. As we learn, we make these new neural connections, neural pathways, and we strengthen neural networks. So as we learn, as we act on the world acts upon us. As we take in new information, that actually changes the connections in the brain. Now, here's the interesting thing, is that the brain changes the way we perceive things. So as the world acts upon us, we perceive things differently. 5 truths about human learning. Learning is something that humans do naturally from the moment of birth until their last days. The first stimuli, you connect it up to something. Humans, as I said before, are naturally hardwired to learn. We are curious creatures. If you put a kid in a room with an empty box, sooner or later that kid is going to open up that box. All humans will learn if the material is interesting or presented in interesting ways. All humans will learn. We are naturally inclined to learn. But learning is not linear. We don't encounter something and we know it. It's cyclical, meaning that we need to connect things and we need to hit things again and again at higher and higher levels. And in psych class, the first time I took it as an undergraduate, okay, I kind of understood some stuff, but it wasn't until I had had some experience in the classroom that I came back and I was learning this stuff at higher and higher levels. And I've been doing this for 30 years, and I can still read stuff and I'm learning new stuff, but I'm learning old stuff at higher levels. We don't encounter something once and it's learned. We begin to make these neural connections, these neural pathways, and begin to build up neural networks. But we learn it again and again at higher and higher levels over time. And there is technically no such thing as a learning disability. By definition, human beings learn. There is a learning certain kinds of things disability, a learning school things disability, learning things you don't want to learn disability, or learning unnaturally disability. But there's no such thing as a learning disability. All human beings learn.